Jason's on the show first, though. Arsenal fan here. What are you saying, Jace?
I don't know. I literally calling. Woke up in the morning, checked Twitter, and it says Bissouma to Tottenham. It's just a little bit of dagger to hearts, and it's it's so sad, like to see that Tottenham has a little bit of ambition in themselves, signing Perisic early in the window, and obviously strengthening in the key areas that they actually needed to do, and comparing to us, we haven't showed that much ambition yet. Just basically the same old thing. And Tottenham, fair enough to Tottenham, they're going to be a serious outfit for next year, actually, with adding Bissouma into the ranks alongside Højbjerg and that.
Well, yeah. I think what they're showing, though, and Man United and Arsenal fans can still remain patient, but what Spurs are showing, if they pull this off, is it's 2 deals done. They're heavily into 2 or 3 others, and we're only a week or so into the transfer window opening, and you've got Man United and Arsenal that have been working on deals for... So Arsenal have been working on Jesus for a couple of months. They've been working on Yuri Tillemans since January. Man United, of course, been working on Frankie de Jong now for 5 weeks, Timber for 5 weeks, and they haven't got it over the line. Can you understand the frustration of these fans, or do you think that Gooners and Man United fans should remain patient?
No, I still remain frustrated because it happens the same old thing each and every year. Because obviously with Arsenal, right, what they do is basically they sound like a youngster early in the window, and then they drag out. And then people say Kroenke out, this, that, we need more signings. And then we drop another signing. And then fans seem to get frustrated just before the start of the season. And it's basically like 3-4 signings, like full on. And then at the end of the window, it's basically something out of the blue. It's just like, it's the same cycle year in, year out. I feel like we should be a bit more proactive, and we should show a bit more ambition, like what other clubs do. And, get the deals done before other teams will catch up.
Question for you. Spurs signing Bissouma, already got Perisic. They're probably going to get another centre-back. They're going to get someone to play along. I think they're definitely going to get somebody to play alongside Harry Kane. I think those 2 things are almost a guarantee.
Yeah.
Can you see Arsenal catching them next year as it stands right now? Like,
not a chance. Under Arteta, not a chance, mate. Not a chance. Sorry. Like the way we're going, the way the club is run. And I feel like the main thing is Conte is the main factor of Spurs propelling to that next level. And I don't really see us really improving that much unless we, sack the manager and, that's it.
Mate, listen, I totally get where you're coming from, Jason. Thanks for coming on the show and having your say, mate. Really appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Terrace is on the line now. What are you saying, my friend?
Oh, good, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very, very well. What's your thoughts on these 2 big bits of news this morning? Bissouma, big Liverpool connections and links. Now going Tottenham, 25 mil. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm jealous, mate. That's the one who I wanted. He was either him or Bellingham, to be fair, because just doing some research, and turns out we've only signed 1 midfielder, Terry, in the last 4 years, and that was Thiago. It's the same. So I was hoping that we'd get someone like a Bissouma, an athlete in there, because it's 2 same at the moment. Like, we've got very similar midfielders, I find. So I was hoping we'd address. I mean, Paul Joyce has come out in the last hour or so to say midfield isn't something that we'll address until next summer, which isn't something I'm happy about. And Bissouma is someone who's highly rated in the Premier League. He's got that experience, and I thought he'd be a perfect fit for us. But obviously, it looks like he's going to Spurs, which I'm a bit annoyed about, because I think he'll do well there. The likes of Bentancur and Højbjerg in there to add more depth. So, it's a good signing for them. I can't lie. It's good.
It certainly is. I've seen the Liverpool mood in the last few hours change. I kind of wake up in the mornings and I read what people are saying. I look at some of the... I am a member of a number of forums, including Liverpool ones. And there is that... I'm really happy that we spent this money on Darwin, but we also want to improve, especially as it looks like City are also going to improve their midfield. So you're matching them with Darwin and Haaland, but then if they go out and buy themselves, if they go and get Frankie de Jong from Man United into their midfield, it's another thing that you guys have got to do to kind of catch up and in that league. And I do get, and when you think Bissouma 25 million, it doesn't.
It's a bargain. It's a bargain, mate.
It doesn't. And I'm not trying to pop at Liverpool, but I feel like at Tottenham. If Liverpool came in and offered the same money, same deal, surely he'd pick Liverpool.
Yeah, with Champions League football as well, and the clock factor. So I don't know, mate. I mean, I've even seen links with Calvin Phillips at at the time of 3 weeks ago, but now he's being linked to City. So I don't know, mate. It's just something that I feel like we need to address. I hope that I'm proven wrong because I feel like our squad is, if it stays the way it is, our squad will become weaker and we're back to how we were, not last season, but the season before, where we'd have good 13, 14 players. And then after that, you're left with very young but talented footballers, and you can't rely on the likes of Carvalho and Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones to bail you out. We do need to strengthen in that area, and we're letting the likes of Oxlade-Chamberlain go, we're letting Minamino go, Origi go, Mane's going. So you're letting go of 4 or 5 players that are first team, relatively speaking, quality.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not trying to be a mood killer. I'm very happy with Nunes and whatnot,
but listen,
you've got to address other areas as well.
No, I totally get that, mate. And Bissouma was a player that you guys were linked with heavily, especially last year. You now see him going towards a rival, and I get the frustration, mate. I really do.
Yeah.
To wrap, great call, my friend. I appreciate you coming on and having your say. Top man. Thank you. Spurs fans, you've got to take that as a compliment. Next on the show, one of my brothers is back. Jem is here with us on the Football Terrace. Chelsea fan. They need a midfielder. Bissouma to Tottenham. What you saying, mate?
Yes, bro. How you been, man? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, this is massive news, isn't it?
Yeah, it is massive. And any Spurs fan, i.e. like Alex, who are moaning about what Spurs have done up to this point under Conte are stupid, because you can clearly see that this manager is being backed by the board. Something that Chelsea want, the Chelsea fans want under our board with Thomas Tuchel, and hence to why we're waiting to see whether he gets what he wants in terms of profile players, etc., etc. So, look, I actually rate Bissouma quite highly. He's one of the players that I was hoping, with the short list that is left in terms of decent quality midfielders in the Prem, that we could have got, would have came to us. But it seems like it looks like he's going Spurs, and I just think that they're making the right movements. Do I think that they're in a position to potentially challenge and say next year? No, don't be silly. But the most important thing is that they're backing the manager, and a manager like Conte is someone that has to be backed, because he won't hang around. He generally won't hang around. And it's one of them things of, you either back me now and we move forward and we try and obviously, achieve something good at this football club, or you don't back me and I just leave and you go and bring yourself in someone like a Graham Potter, who will have the time to build and do what he needs to do over a certain period of time and hit and hope, really. So I just think Conte is, I think all this is showing to me the way that Spurs have moved and how aggressive they've been through this period. It's just showing how much they're actually willing to back him up to this point, and probably still ain't finished.
Mate, you're absolutely right. And like I said it earlier about Bissouma, and a lot of people will make when I say he's a young midfielder, I know he's going to turn 26 this summer, but he's young in the sense of he hasn't been at Tottenham level, top 6 level, Champions League level yet. So there's this kind of freshness to it, which is almost a new dynamic. It's not as though we've seen him play for Chelsea for 4 years and he's been hit and miss, and now he's moving to Tottenham. This is a player that I think for a lot, he's one of those steals. He's one of those steals where you think, where was everybody's scouting networks 4 years ago, 5 years ago? He's one of those players, and I think he's going to do bits. And your point there, Spurs fans are like having a go at Petit, like Alex. I can't fathom it. Like, it's almost, you're Spurs. I mean this with respect. You're like, of the top 6 teams, you're the smallest club. You're a big club, but you're the smallest of the top 6. And him and Antonio Conte already have you in a position where most people are putting you in 4th or 3rd. Some people are already saying they're going to finish in front of Chelsea next year. Like, there's some people who believe that, and that's how good a job they've done.
I was at the Bridge last year when we played Brighton at home, and we drew 1-1 with them. And I was watching Bissouma play against our midfield. And when I say he was jogging past our midfield and making them just look, and I'm not even joking, bar average, it was ridiculous. His understanding of the game, his positional sense of where to be in midfield, picking the ball up, being box to box, making that sort of progressive pass really quickly. I think they've got themselves a very good player. Now, I know a lot of people are still saying it's a bit of a worry when you think about his court scenario. I don't know where he's at with that as well, whether it's been signed off or not. It doesn't seem like it. But at the end of the day, for 25 million, Spurs have got themselves a midfielder that I think excels them into comfortably being able to challenge for Champions League. And I say that with with solid how I feel with that one, to be honest. But I don't know. I feel that they will be there in the top 4. Do I think they can challenge your top 2? No. Should Chelsea fans be worried, or Chelsea Football Club be worried at this point? I would probably say not yet. I think we need to see what we do in the summer window. And I know some Chelsea fans want things done straight away. Unfortunately, it's just not the way Chelsea work. We're a bit like Man United and Arsenal in the way that we sort of take our time with the players that we sort of, are linked to or working with or negotiating with as well. But Spurs have just shown that they're aggressive, and ideally that's the way I want us to be moving forward under Todd Bowley. And I don't know whether we're actually going to be that. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about getting those deals done, isn't it? And I think that's the kind of problem with it's the kind of problem with our team. I think Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea fans are all just starting to get a little bit edgy because we've seen Spurs and City and Tottenham pull off deals, and it's almost, if you guys announced Koundé today, I know he just had the hamstring injury, but if you announced Koundé today and then it was, you're in advanced talks with a new striker, I think there'd just be an element of relaxing. It's when you see your rivals improving, buying players to improve, there is this kind of element of but then you look at Liverpool fans. We've had Terrace on the show today. They're really happy with Darwin Núñez generally, but now they're being told they will not be buying a midfielder until next summer. So suddenly they're, hang on a minute, we've done a record, broke our own record for the highest transfer in our club's history, but we're not going to improve the midfield now. So you can go from being happy to sad in a few seconds if suddenly it's suddenly the end of things, as it were. But listen, I think Chelsea are going to respond. I think Arsenal are going to buy some players. Man United will certainly buy some people. There's no doubt. But you can't ignore the fact that Spurs, if you look at their run of form from Antonio Conte joining until the end of the season, one of the best in the league, and him having 100%. A full preseason and his own players from the start, they could just be very, very, very dangerous. I think very dangerous.
Dark horses potentially.
They could be. They very much could be.
Yeah, no worries.
Listen, Chem, always a good time. Always good to chat to you, my friend, and we'll catch up soon, brother. All the best.
Man.
Thank you, Chem. Thank you.